Hi guys, it's Lita. So I'm going to be continuing my record of uploading monthly favorites. So we're going to get into February Faves. So the first thing, and I've got a list, that's why I'm looking down, because I think the last one I did was a little scrambled. So I've got a list, so if I look down, that's what I'm looking at. I'm trying to make sure I'm covering all my topics. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is hair dye, because that's, I mean, kind of a thing here. So first thing is my hair's like purple and a little red. So the way I got these two colors was I used Ion Blood Orange, and then I used this other color which I've never used before, Ion Radiant Orchid, which is really nice red purple, if you guys couldn't tell, as opposed to a blue purple, which I've had before. So just like any other Ion dye, kind of thick but goes on well, makes your hair look shiny, smells good. I don't know about the staying powder for the purple. I mean, it's pretty good. I think I got like 3 weeks out of it because I just did it on my tips to see what it looked like. So 3 weeks is not bad for a red tone for Ion, because they're kind of, they don't have the best staying power for the reds for some reason. But I feel like that's the gamut of red hair dyes, not just Ion. I think a lot of reds are subject to quick fading just because. And then the next thing, I don't have this in section, guys, so I'm sorry, but like I tried. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about for faves is, I don't know if you guys have like a Publix or a supermarket that has like the sample lady actually cooking in the supermarket and making meals, but Publix is a chain that's sort of a southern chain, I guess. I'd never heard of it when I lived up north, but it's a chain. They have like sample ladies every day there that are cooking around dinner time, and they do, like, they have the recipes. These are some of the recipes that I've gotten from the sample ladies at Publix, and they cook this stuff, and then you get to taste it and decide if this is something that, you know, is doable for you. So I've gotten a couple recipes. I haven't tried this one. This is lemon chicken romano, and they're all about like a 30-minute cook time. This one is 20 minutes. This is barbecue flatbread chicken, which is really good. And then this pasta fagioli, I'm just gonna show you the card because I'm not gonna say that right if you can see it. But it's like basically an Italian sausage pasta dish, but you can sub it for any kind of meat. I did it with chicken, and it was super good. I really, really liked it. And I haven't done this one. I just don't know if that's going to be a thing. Like, I liked it, but I'm not sure if that's going to work for this house. And once again, these are like 30-minute meals. So, and then this last one is oven baked pork chops. Can't go wrong with those. So yeah, if you guys have like one of these people that work in the supermarket and are cooking actual meals, I would definitely check their recipes out and try their samples, because they're pretty good, and it might be something that you like, and it might be easy to make. I'm all about cooking super easy dinner some nights. The next thing that we are going to talk about is I have been devoting a lot of my time to WoW, so World of Warcraft is going to be a subject as a favorite. I just got back into it, having a good time on there right now, so we'll see if that changes. But yeah, excited to be back and playing it somewhat, not as much as I did. So sorry, my camera battery died, even though it said it was full. But I did shoot another video. So I was talking about World of Warcraft. It is an MMORPG. Basically, you run around and kill stuff and then do quests and stuff like that. It sounds really nerdy when I say that, but it's kind of a nerdy game. So been playing a good amount of that. Let me just check my notes real quick. Okay, then I have one clothing item, which I showed you guys in a haul already from Goodwill, but I'm going to show you because I've just been like wearing it an awful lot. So, and I don't know, I feel like this is a black shirt. Does it look black on camera? Does it look as black as the shirt? I feel like it is, but it's my Goonie shirt. I love this. I found this at Goodwill. It's super comfy. I'm kind of scared that I need to stop wearing it because I'm going to get like the weird like veiny stuff in the actual image, and that's gonna make me mad. And then the next thing that I'm going to talk about that is tangible is these wireless earbuds that my boyfriend got for, I don't know where he got these from, Walmart maybe? I don't know, I'm not sure. But they are Echo Gear. I don't know if you guys can see that. And they just charge with like a regular charging block. But yeah, they're pretty good. They cut out a little bit, so the nice thing is that they don't get caught in anything because they're wireless. I think they could have placed this a little better because sometimes it pulls out of your ear because this is kind of heavy, but it is cool that like you can clip them together on your neck and it stays where it's at. I've definitely destroyed headphones before at work because there's like wires everywhere and you're trying to do stuff and it gets in the way, so those are really, really nice. I recommend if anybody like listens to a lot of music or podcasts like I do, get some wireless earbuds. Those were $12. That's what he told me. They're totally worth it. The next things that I'm going to talk about are not tangible. So podcasts, TV shows, I've got a movie also. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is a movie on Netflix, which was recommended to me by Amy's Autopsy Report because she knew it was like right up my ghost story, Ouija board gone wrong life. Yeah, so it's pretty good. I liked it a lot better than the other Spanish movie that had a Ouija board in it, which was okay but not great. This was pretty good, had some really creepy elements in it. I'm always sold for a Ouija board gone wrong story, and the ending was pretty good. I actually really enjoyed the ending of it. It's not like a teaser or like 180 turn, you know what I mean? It's kind of expected, but I just like the way that they did it. And what was I going to say about it? I believe the guy that did Wrecked is the one that directed this, and I can totally tell. I hope I got that right. Because it's shot in an apartment, and it feels kind of like wrecked a little bit. Is it wrecked? I hope it is. Maybe I should Google that real quick. Okay, so I just confirmed that I'm not like completely like dumb AF. Yes, it was Wrecked. He directed Wrecked. I was right about that. I just didn't want to like seem like I don't know what the hell I was talking about. So yes, Veronica, very good movie if you like ghost stories, possession, Ouija board gone wrong stuff, which is me. And then the next thing that I'm going to talk about is the Firestick that we got. Now, I've been able to watch so many movies that are basically unfindable free anymore. And this goes for old movies too. So like we covered Black Sabbath on the two past episodes of Freaky Girls Live, I believe. And I was able to watch it because I had a Fire Stick. The other reason I was able to watch it because I have an app for my Fire Stick, which is called Terrarium. So if you guys have a Fire Stick and you're still messing with Cody, please stop. Please stop it. Stop now. Stop now. And get Terrarium. Look up a YouTube video on how to get it on your Fire Stick. It's still buffers, but that is a actual product with the Fire Stick itself. It is not well, Cody's terrible, first of all, but it's not an internet issue, so don't start calling your internet provider and like yelling at them because it's buffering. It's the Fire Stick. It's got an issue with certain servers that you use with certain apps to get the movies that you're actually supposed to be paying for. That's what you get when you try and get the stuff for free, is you get like kind of meh quality, download speeds, buffering, blah, blah, blah. So Terrarium's a lot better. They lost the ability to get movies out of the theaters that are currently running in theaters, so that's a little sad, but I'm okay with that. I can wait, you know what I mean? I can wait. I can totally do that. So if you guys are still messing with Kodi, please don't. Get Terrarium, look up how to use it, and get it on your Fire Stick, because it's going to save you a lot of heartache and a lot of buffering. Then the last couple things that I have are podcasts, because I've been going podcast crazy. So I think the last favorites that I had was January, and I talked about a couple podcasts on that one, and one of them was Sword and Scale, which I think a lot of people, if they don't know about it, should check it out. It's very good. It's one of the best podcasts I've ever heard, and you like straight up binge after you found it. You're gonna binge on it. You're gonna go through those 108 episodes in like 3 or 4 days, depending on what your binging style is. And there's another show that covers that show, which is called Sword and Scale Rewind, and it's ran by two chicks that have their own other podcast, which I haven't checked out yet, but I really like the way they cover the Sword and Scale, because they just kind of say what I'm thinking about some of the episodes, where I'm like, you know, some of the people in the episodes, I'm like, well, these people are just like disgusting, and they basically echo my thoughts, which usually when I'm listening to Sword and Scale, I'm like, you know, that's gonna be, you're a bad person, don't think like that. But then they say it, and I'm like, well, see, like, that seems like it was the logical response to what I was supposed to be feeling when I listened to that Sword and Scale episode. So they have 35 episodes. That's as far as they are in their coverage of Sword and Scale, and Sword and Scale has 108, so they have a long ways to go, but they're really funny. They're really funny. They do make fun of people sometimes, which is fine. I mean, they're not making fun of the victims. They're making fun of the people that did the crimes or the murder, because they kind of deserve it. Like, they really did stupid stuff, so I think it's okay to make fun of them. The next podcast that I'm going to talk about is called Haunted Places. This is done by the same guy that does Serial Killers podcast on the Parcast podcast network. And he talks about a bunch of different haunted places. He uploads every other Thursday, and he's covered the Tower of London. He's covered La Recoleta, which is a crazy cemetery in, I think, Argentina. And then he's done the Cecil Hotel. So he's done like the gamut of haunted places, and it's got like sound effects and stuff like that, but not cheesy ones. It's really good. If you like haunted stuff, then that's a good podcast. And then the other one that's also in the Parcast network is called Tales, and that's run by the girl that is in the Serial Killer podcast. I can't remember her name. I have no idea what her name is, but she does Tales, and basically she is telling the actual real Grimm's fairy tales, like how they were originally told. So it's not like Disney, it's not like edited. It's like the real deal. Like, people get killed in these stories, and there's like murder and like incest and like all the crazy gross stuff that like Disney cuts out for kids. She tells all of that. And right now she's doing Beauty and the Beast, and it's like the Beauty and the Beast is so completely different from the one I know, even though I know like a lot of the Grimm's fairy tales renditions of fairy tales. Like, this one's completely different from anything that I'd ever heard of. It's got like fairies in it, and I knew it's got like good fairies and bad fairies, but I knew about the bad fairies but not the good fairies. So it's very interesting, and I can't wait till she gets I just want to see what other tales she's going to do, because Beauty and the Beast is a pretty good one to start off with, but there's so many crazy ones, like really like crazy. Like, the stuff that happens in a lot of fairy tales is like Sword and the Scale content, no lie. And I have one more podcast actually, I'm going to do 2 because I found another one today, and I'm just going to shout it out because I feel like it needs to be shouted out. So I found this other one called SmallTown Murder. It's ran by 2 comedians. I don't know their names. And it's funny because they're cracking jokes about like the town that the murder took place in, and they never joke about the victims because that's not funny. But they do, like, they're cracking jokes like all the time on anything, like just like on anything that they're talking about. And I think it's just like a different way of doing a murder podcast, because Sword and Scale is really serious and serial killers is really serious. So it's nice to have one that's like kind of funny. Just like Sword and Scale Rewind is kind of a funny one, even though they get serious too. When you talk about like the victims that all this horrible stuff happened to, you kind of have to be, reverent about that because it's sad. It's really sad. And yeah, SmallTown Murder I love it. I am trying to get through their episodes. I think I've listened to 3 so far. And then the last podcast I'm going to talk about is My Favorite Murder, and this is ran by 2 girls, and I just started listening to one of their more recent episodes, I believe, and they're pretty funny. And they talk about, I don't know, it's a very laid back podcast. I've only listened to like 1.5 of their episodes, but so far it's pretty damn good. So I would recommend you guys check My Favorite Murder out too. And then the last thing that I'm going to talk about is an app, and it's I've got it. I think I've got it on my phone. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. So this is called Sweatcoin. I don't know if you guys have heard of it or anything like that, but basically it's an app that tracks your steps, a step tracker. But this is it pays you. So like I don't know if that didn't enlarge it at all, but I made 60 cents today on Sweatcoin cents, and at the bottom it says that I have 92 Sweatcoins, so not like dollars, but not really, and 18 cents. And it says my total steps ever as far as using this app. And if you you can get a gift card or stuff like that, depending on or you get like discounts on stuff that they're selling. Every day that you log in, you get 1 Sweatcoin for like logging in and checking like what the deals are on their site. If you refer people, you get 5+ Sweatcoins. So I don't know, I haven't cashed it in. Like I'm at 92 right now, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but it is nice. Like it's a little more gratifying than just seeing how much you walked with a step counter. So at least like it's got like a $ in front of it, so makes me feel a little bit better. And yeah, those are gonna be my February faves. So let me know if you guys have any questions on any of the products that I listed or any of the podcasts. If you guys want to know, the Stitcher is the app that I use for podcasts. I guess I can make that a favorite too, because iHeartRadio doesn't have every podcast, and it also, iHeartRadio, I find, it doesn't leave you where you're at on an episode. Do you know what I mean? So like with Stitcher, you can stop an episode and you can go and listen to another episode of a completely different podcast, and then you can come back to that one that you were listening to, and that exact episode will be paused right where you left it, and it'll tell you it's resuming the episode, and then you don't miss anything. So you're not like searching for what, you're not like going back and forth and trying to rewind and fast forward and find out what part you're on, because Stitcher saves it for you. So yeah, that's going to be the last favorite, I promise. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on other social media. My links will be posted in the description box down below. Hit that notification bell so you guys know when I upload. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.